I'm here.
Oh, when he was outside your body?
Yes, I was already outside my
And he
body.
couldn't hear you at all?
No, he couldn't hear me at all.
Gotcha.
Because I wasn't in my body, I was outside. And the most amazing experience anybody could ever wish for.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's free.
Mm.
There's no, it's like free air.
Free air.
Spirit.
Did you feel like, did you feel light on your feet or?
Very light.
Yeah.
It felt like nothing was there.
Yeah, that nothing was there.
Nothing was there. Just you.
Mm.
Just you. No. It's really hard to explain, but it's like you're not in the world at all.
Gotcha.
Nothing. You can't feel nothing. You can't feel the air. You can't feel nothing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay. Did you actually feel like he was breathing as well?
Yes, I did. I was alive.
Huh?
I actually felt alive.
You felt alive?
More alive than I've ever felt in my life.
You felt more alive when he was out of your body than when he was in your body?
Yes.
Wow.
Because you don't feel anything. It's just like, I would say like a bird, I suppose.
Yeah. You felt light on your feet?
Light, very light, very free, just like a feather floating, I would say.
Completely conscious?
Completely conscious.
Yeah.
Completely aware of what's going on behind me.
Yeah.
I could see everything, hear everything.
Yeah.
I could see myself laying in my own bed.
Gotcha.
No fear whatsoever.
No fear.
No
Wow.
fear. No fear.
How long was you outside your body for? Can you remember?
I'd say about 60 seconds.
60 seconds, yeah?
Not very long at
Yeah,
all. And then I felt somebody push me back in.
Someone pushed you back in?
Somebody pushed me back in.
Yeah?
And I believe it was my grandmother.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I believe I missed her that much that I could hear her calling me, and I think my body just... And I think God just gave me a blessing for me to feel her.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Feel the experience that she's feeling now, and how free she is, and that's what I believe. And I felt the experience she's feeling, and I know that she's fine now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
amazing.
Thank you for that testimony. Oh, exactly what happened in the experience when it started. And do you have anybody?
Right, okay. So I had an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
Lost my grandmother. Found it very difficult to get over her death. And she came to see me. Knew she was okay.
Yeah.
Then one night I came out of my own body.
Yeah.
Floating above my bed. I could see my husband and myself, and he was talking, trying to wake me up.
See, when he was trying to wake you up?
He said I was making... Something happened, and he just woke up. He doesn't know what it was, but it made him try and wake me up. And I'm saying to him, I'm here, I'm here.
Oh, when he was outside your body?
Yes, I was already outside
And
my
he couldn't hear you at all?
No, he couldn't hear me at all.
Gotcha.
Because I wasn't in my body, I was outside. And the most amazing experience anybody could ever wish for.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth. It's free. There's no... It's like free air.
Free air.
Spirit.
Did you feel like, did you feel light on your feet or?
Very light.
Yeah.
It felt like nothing was there.
Yeah, that nothing was there.
Nothing was there. Just you.
Mm.
Just you. No. It's really hard to explain, but it's like you're not in the world at all.
Gotcha.
Nothing. You can't feel nothing. You can't feel the air. You can't feel nothing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay. Did you actually feel like he was breathing as well?
Yes, I did. I was alive.
Huh?
I actually felt alive.
You felt alive?
More alive than I've ever felt in my life.
You felt more alive when he was out of your body than when he was in your body?
Yes.
Wow.
Because you don't feel anything. It's just like, I would say like a bird, I suppose.
Yeah. You felt light on your feet?
Light, very light, very free, just like a feather floating, I would say.
Completely conscious?
Completely conscious.
Yeah.
Completely aware of what's going on behind me.
Yeah.
I could see everything, hear everything.
Yeah.
I could see myself laying in my own bed.
Gotcha.
No fear whatsoever.
No fear.
No
Wow.
fear. No fear.
How long was you outside your body for? Can you remember?
I'd say about 60 seconds.
60 seconds, yeah?
Not very long at
Yeah,
all. And then I felt somebody push me back in.
Someone pushed you back in?
Somebody pushed me back in.
Yeah?
And I believe it was my grandmother.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I believe I missed her that much that I could hear her calling me, and I think my body just... And I think God just gave me a blessing for me to feel her.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Feel the experience that she's feeling now, and how free she is, and that's what I believe. And I felt the experience she's feeling, and I know that she's fine now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you for that testimony.
And then an old black woman came in, a middle-aged woman. She must have been about 50, and she said I was too young to die, and I told her not to touch me, and then she started to cut off my clothes with scissors.
Oh, what, the doctor?
No, the nurse. She was the nurse. She was cutting off my. Then I just remember loads of people bursting into the room.
Yeah.
And then sticking all kind of needles in me and shit. And that's a lot. At that point, I passed out.
Yeah.
Well, what happened when I actually passed out was I died for 2.5 minutes on the operating theatre, flatlined. And when during that experience, what I believe happened was I found myself in these clouds, and they were like multicolored. It was like being a disco, but with smoke, and you see all these colors coming through the smoke.
Before you got to there, did you see yourself leaving your body, or did you just woke up in near the clouds? Yeah.
No. I just woke up in the clouds. I just woke up in the clouds, and I was in the clouds, and then a voice spoke to me in the clouds, and he said, "If you're ready for your judgment, step across the line." Yeah. And I kind of shivered when I heard the voice. Yeah. My legs shivered. And I looked down to see if I could see the line, and I couldn't see the line, and I couldn't see my legs. Yeah. But I felt my legs shivering, and I felt my body. But what happened was, and then I didn't even speak. Yeah. But I did speak. I thought, I'm not ready for no judgment, because I'd done certain things that I needed to put straight in my life. Yeah. You know, and I definitely didn't want to die at that moment in time.
So what you're saying is, when out there, you didn't even have to speak; you could just think it.
Yeah,
You could just think it.
You just think it, and they knew exactly
what you meant.
What I meant. Yeah. They could read. It was like you didn't speak. You just your mind was read. Yeah. And then I said, I'm not ready, and that. Then when I opened up my eyes, I woke up. No, first what happened was I was then with, there was lots of big lights, and then I could see myself, and I was a small light, and we were like balls of light. Gotcha. We were all like brightly orange colored balls of light. And then there was these very big lights, and they were like adults. I think they were angels. Yeah. And then they said that we had to come back to Earth. They would take us back. Yeah. You know, to our journey. They didn't say Earth. Yeah.
When you said that you couldn't see your body, did you say that you could still see the Earth? That you could still, through the cloud, you could see the Earth?
No, at that time now, I was in space. Yeah? I was actually physically in space. Yeah. And then I saw this cartwheel in space, this big cartwheel made of stars. Gotcha. And then there were these lights all going into, like a black hole going into it. And then the big light, the adult lights, which were really big, they said, that's where we have to go, that's where you're all going. So, because I'm running out of time. Yeah. So, in a nutshell, for the people out there that think that there isn't judgment, would you say that there is judgment by God, or isn't judgment? Oh, there's definitely a God, because at that point, I didn't believe in God. So, would you say in a nutshell, is there definitely a judgment? There's definitely a judgment. Your judgment is when you're dead, and you will be judged, and you will be held accountable. And that's why in my life now, I've always tried to be honest and gentle with people, because life is so fragile and it's so precious. Yeah, it's a continuation. Yeah, go for it. What happened when you... Yeah, so then there were these big... we were all like small balls of orange light, and then there was these big ones, as I say, they were adults, they were angels, and I saw this spiraling. It was almost like the galaxies, all the galaxies were spiraling, and then in the middle there was a black hole, and the lights were going in there, and then there was these very special colored lights, and I asked the angel, the big adult, what those lights were, and he said that they were people with disabilities. They were special souls. And I said, special souls? And he said, yeah, they had some disability. They were going to take on the burden of disability. Gotcha. And then we got to the spiral, like this black hole with all the galaxies going around it, and we went into that. And then that's when I saw my body in the operating theatre. You know, I looked on, I was looked down, and I was coming back into my body. And then I was in my body. It was just like a moment. Yeah, just and then flash, bang. And then I looked I opened up my eyes for a moment, and when I opened up my eyes, the guy next to me in the bed, his machine flatlined.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was thinking to myself, I was scared to shut my eyes, but I couldn't keep my eyes open because I was scared to die now, because I understood it was a judgment.
Yeah,
And then, you understand?
Wow.
And then, and then I kind of faded in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
And, you know,
you said that they tried to ask you to count.
Yeah, they asked me to count to 10. When they saw me open up my eyes, they said to me, I must count to 10, try and count to 10, and try and keep my eyes open as much as I possibly could, because this would increase your chance of survival. And that's what I did. And then, you know, gradually got to 30, and then a minute, and then I could open my eyes. And then, you know, periodically I was in and out of intensive care while they were doing corrective surgery.
Gotcha.
But it made me understand very clearly that all the things that you do in your life, you're going to be held accountable for. There is a judgment. There's no, you know, there weren't no crosses, there weren't no stars of David, there weren't no, you know, there wasn't no
all we do know
all the ornaments and symbols of religion. None of that was there. There was none of that
just
there.
Judgment.
There was just a judgment, and I knew the voice that I heard, thought I heard, right? I thought that voice was the voice of God. You know, people might think I'm crazy when I say that, you know, but that's why my legs shivered. Right.
You just knew it was a God.
I just knew it was whoever that voice was. They were the boss. And I knew I was in serious trouble because you know, I'd done things in my life which you know, in hindsight now as an older man, you look back and you say, you know, that were wrong. Even then, you know, standing before my judgment, I knew that was wrong. But I was given a second chance, and in my second chance now, as I say, you know, I try and treat everything in life with respect, because life is so fragile, and try and be gentle with people who are poor, you know, the weak, and try and understand another man's pain before you take up arms against another man, you know, just to be gentle.
No, I totally understand that. Hey, wait, so what happened? Where did they stab you?
Underneath just underneath the belly, just above your nut.
And then what happened?
Well, luckily, at that side, the old Ackley Hospital. And a couple of porters were actually drinking outside the Adam and Eve pub. We worked in the pub, hospital, see what occurred, quickly got me into the hospital. I think if I'd been, I don't know, 5 minutes down the road, I'd been dead.
You'd have been dead. Can you remember yourself coming out of your body?
Yeah, I was looking down at my mum and dad, crying, mum crying, dad crying.
Was you looking down on yourself?
Yeah, right down on myself.
And what, they was all crying?
Yeah.
Do you know how long you was outside your body for?
No.
Can't remember?
No idea.
How did you feel when you came out of your body?
Well, I just felt, I woke up.
Did you feel like, when you came out, did you feel peaceful, or did you feel anxiety or angry?
I don't want...
No, okay. Okay, so did you feel angry and all that when you came out of your body?
Only angry at the person who done this to me.
Oh, gotcha. Did he get caught in the end?
Yeah, he got caught, he got put in my two brothers.
Yeah. What did you tell your family members about when you coming out of your body and all that?
Yeah,
Did they believe you?
Yeah, of course they believe me.
Gotcha.
I mean, I was severely, they knew, my mum knew that I was genuine.
Gotcha.
I was genuine. Cause how would I know that there was 3 nurses and 2 doctors? How did I know that my mum and dad was in the room?
Gotcha.
Because the doctor kept on trying to usher my mum out. He said, "Now get your fucking hands off me, that's my boy."
Right? And you saw that when he was up above,
Yeah. So that's how my mum believes me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I've been there.
Yeah, tell me, go. What happened to him when he got shot?
Yeah, after he got shot, he said he can't remember until he saw a flash of a light, and he see himself looking at him to his own body.
Yeah.
And then the lights carried on flashing, and then after 2 weeks he woke up.
Did he say that he felt like going towards the light?
He felt like he was standing next to the light.
Gotcha. Did how long was he out of his body for? Did he tell you how long he might have been out for his body?
Maybe a minute.
A minute or two, yeah?
And then I went into the operation, and then I had the out-of-body experience where I actually did see the doctors on my bag.
Gotcha.
It was in my bag. I remember one of them saying that she's got a beautiful back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remembered that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was amazing, you know, to see my body there. And then the next time I had another time I saw it.
Let's go back quick. So, how did you feel when you came out of your body?
Fine.
You felt fine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was you a bit surprised that it could happen? Well,
it was very interesting.
Yeah.
I found it all very interesting. I felt peaceful. I didn't feel any danger of any kind.
Were you standing next to yourself, or were you floating up above?
No, I was just above the operation.
So you was actually above it, looking down.
Looking down. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, he was a drug guy.
Yeah.
Drug trafficker, innit? He was trafficking some stuff over. He had a belly full of like cocaine packets. They burst in his belly over in Jamaica, killed him dead. He was dead on the he was trying to call the people to come pick him up. There's like Paul Frank or whatever to come pick him up. He said he could see the whole thing from outside of his body.
Come out of his body?
Yeah, he seen it come out of his body. He could see the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So then
Just because the thing burst in him?
yeah, so
Well, how long was he out of his body for?
I'm not too sure. I'm guessing a few minutes, etc. And then